a lot of us are currently processing really, really deep pain, really, really deep challenges. And the first thing that came through was there's always a lesson before the blessing. It's a little cheesy, but it's so real. Before this big blessing in your life can come through and manifest, there is always a lesson that needs to be learned, understood, and really embodied. That's the difference between something that lives in our intellect and something that we live and breathe and walk and talk. And I wish it was different, but there are certain lessons that only pain and only challenges can teach us. I wish it wasn't the case. I wish that all lessons could be learned in grace and joy and bliss, but that's just not how life works, and for a good reason. Now, we can act like we're not attached, and we can act like we're in neutrality and observer consciousness at all times, and it does not matter to observer consciousness if we're happy or sad, we're just observing. All right, but come on. Even observer consciousness would rather watch a fucking hilarious movie with romance and joy and beauty versus some really weird melancholic thriller. All right? So yeah, we don't have a preference, but I hate it. Going through challenges is painful. It feels like it'll never end. It feels like that's just what life is right now. It feels like down there, that's just where we exist. And that is not the case. The parable that wanted to come through, or the message that wanted to come through, is this idea of your reality being dummy tested. Think of this crash test dummy. Think of the nicest Mercedes AMG, Mercedes, the way we say it in German. Okay, think about that beautiful, brand new perfection AMG. Before this vehicle hits the road, it's gonna hit a wall to make sure that thing is safe, to make sure that the airbags are keeping the crash test dummies safe. That is, my love, what's happening to a lot of us right now. Your vehicle, your reality is being dummy tested. Does that feel good? No, feels like shit. Does that feel fair in the moment? No, it doesn't. Sometimes feels like life has forsaken us, and that's not the case. What's actually happening is you're being dummy tested. Your whole reality is undergoing a safety test as you wish, or if you wish so. And there's just no other way to test that. There's no other way than to test the safety of the airbags of the Mercedes AMG unless you fucking drive this thing up against the wall. And so for your reality, what's happening right now? Your reality is being tested in a sense of, are the people that are currently in your environment safe enough and worthy to make it onto the road, aka to make it to that next level of your reality? Have you learned the lessons to make it safely into your next reality, to really savor the labors of your work? It's testing your environment. Are the places that you live in or the environments you surround yourself with, whether that's your occupation, relationships, or whatsoever, are they worthy to make it into this next level? And this is something that we only learn in challenges. We learn this in challenging times. just like the airbags are tested and only made foolproof when you drive this beautiful Mercedes AMG up against the wall. Same thing happens in your reality. So your current creations or the current manifestations are being made foolproof. They're being tested for integrity. They're being tested for their worthiness. Will they make it into your next level? Will they make it into your next embodiment, your next upgrade? Will they make it into the chapter of blessings? And the main aspect that's being tested is you, your character. Because guess what? It's really easy to have faith, to have hope, when everything's going beautiful. It's really easy to be a virtuous person when you're safe and everything is taken care of. It's really easy to be motivated when you see results. It's easy to keep going if everything is working out. Like, it's easy to keep hitting the gym when you see that booty grow. It's easy to believe in your business and put time into that business when you see results. It's a whole nother level of persistence, trust, motivation, and discipline that you need when shit isn't working out. So while you're undergoing this dummy test right now, this lesson, reality is checking, are you foolproof for this next level? Are you really who you believe you are? It's easy to walk with your head up high, feeling like a motherfucking queen, feeling in your power, feeling like you're walking with God when you're beautiful and dressed up and in Tulum, living your life, embracing life. That shit is easy. But can you maintain this attitude of gratitude? Can you maintain this level of grace when you're in the dumpster? When you're in the dumpster parts of reality? Can you? It's easy to show up in grace when your reality reflects all that. It's a whole different level of divinity that is required when everything is showing you the opposite. But that's where the Empress is born. That's why we make a distinction here. The Empress is something real, is something that has been dummy tested, made foolproof over and over and over again by her reality. She's the one that walks with cosmic responsibility, that requires a whole different character set. And she's not born in beautiful sundresses. She's not born in perfect contouring. She's born in the midst of the deepest shit. She's born in trash. But now imagine that jewel that comes from that. That's something real. That's something untouchable and unshakable. So even though it would be great if all of this could be learned when it's easy, it just can't. It's easy to be a good fucking person when everything is working out. It's easy to be a generous person when your bank account is filled. That's easy. It's easy to be virtuous. It's easy to make an integrous, is that even a word? But yes, it is. It's easy to make an integrous decision when everything is safe. It's easy to say, oh, I'm leaving the circumstance, I'm cutting that person off, I'm going here. When there's plenty of abundance and a support system and money, financial support, these things are easy. It's a whole different set of character and divinity embodied that is required to be in integrity when everything else is hard, when you don't have 10 safety nets. That's where real power is cultivated. And even though challenges feel heartbreaking and unfair in the moment, it would be a disservice to your being and to your essence to not have you go through challenges. Because it would take away your capability to really learn yourself, to really meet yourself, and to see what you're really made out of. Who are you when you're in challenging times? Like, I'm talking about real challenges. Because some of us are going through something really, really hard right now. Who are you then? The next aspect that's dummy tested is your surrounding, your people, your friends, your relationships, your work environments, the place that you live. Because when everything is great, it's easy to tolerate certain things that are just okay enough. When there's something else that balances out the okay enough thing, it's easy to overlook it. It's easy to not recognize it. When your business is booming and you have a very abundant financial flow, it's okay to overlook that your business isn't built on integrity. It's easy to overlook that you actually hate what you've created, you hate the business you've created, or you hate the job that you're in when it's paying really well. When it's making a shit ton of money, it's easy to overlook that it lacks integrity. Or it's easy to overlook that the friends and relationships you have are actually very superficial, because there is enough that you can distract yourself with. The other way around, it's easy to overlook that what you're doing, your occupation, isn't fulfilling you if you have great friends or if you have great relationships, right? It's almost like it's evening this out and it's making it easy to overlook it. But when everything falls apart, this is the moment where universe, God, cosmos shines a light on everything that wasn't truthful to your being. So now when your friendships fall apart, you realize, oh my God, I hate what I'm doing. Okay enough is no longer okay enough for this new up level that I'm about to embark on. It's not okay enough for who I am going to be and who I already am. Okay enough has no point of existing in this new reality, that new existence of mine. And for that, things have to fall apart for us to even see clearly that what we entertained when the whole structures were in place is no longer entertainable once the structures crumble. We also have the opportunity to see who's really showing up for us. It's really easy to have friends around when you're doing great. It's easy to have great friendships when your light bulbs are turned on, when you're radiant, when you're smiling and emanating God and divinity at all times. Everyone wants to be around you. But who's there when you're going through rough challenges. And that doesn't mean that those people who are not there for you in these challenges are bad people. Maybe they just reveal themselves as people that don't have the capacity to hold you in your pain. That also doesn't mean that you have to get rid of them. It just means they're showing you where they belong in your life. They're showing you their true colors. Doesn't make them a bad person. Maybe the trauma that is being revealed, maybe your pain is too much for them to face. Maybe it reminds them of something that they're not ready to be reminded of. Maybe it requires them to heal something or for them to heal something and they're not ready yet. So it doesn't make them a bad person. It's giving you the opportunity to get to know your creations more intimately. Are they foolproof? Are they dummy tested? The depth of a friendship that is cultivated in pain is great. The trust, the loyalty that is forged when times get hard is something so beautiful that why would life take that away from you? It seems unfair in the moment. But the people that we can trust most and that we feel most at home with are the people that oftentimes saw us in our most miserable moments and we're still there. Now, I wouldn't ask anyone to just witness me or anyone, in fact, in misery all the time. The point of friendship is to build together, to create together, to hold each other accountable to our highest self. So if someone chooses perpetual misery, I get it. Why would anyone stick around? That's not what we're here for. Life is too beautiful for that. But if someone is going through a really rough patch in their life, are the friends that were there when your light was shining also there for you? Can they hold you in the midst of this deep challenge? And oftentimes, people reveal themselves as friends to you that you didn't even notice before. While some people fall away, there's also the beauty of a lot of times people step up. People that you took for granted or people that were more in the background of your reality are all of a sudden showing their true colors. They now have a chance to show you how much they really care. They now have a chance to show you, hey, I got you. I can hold your pain and I'm not afraid. I'm not going to abandon that version of you. I still see divinity. And I know who you are. That's such a beautiful opportunity for real friendship. It's a big lesson and a big blessing. Why would life withhold that for us? And for that, we have to experience the challenge. And the same goes for our environments. When everything falls apart, do I still love what I'm doing? If the sales don't come in, if the results don't come in, if the acknowledgement doesn't come in, if you're not being seen, are you still loving what you're doing? How could this be shown to you in any other way? It's easy to create and to produce and to keep going if results are coming in, if you're being rewarded immediately, if people see you and acknowledge you for your work. It's easy. It's a whole nother set of dedication that is required when it feels like you're not being seen, when it feels like the work that you're putting into projects is not being rewarded immediately. It's a whole different set of dedication when it feels like you're going 10 steps back. You're like, this is still my path. I'm still choosing this path. Your purpose, your career, however you want to call it, is being dummy tested. When no one's recognizing you, when there's no recognition, no reward, is it still your purpose? And if the answer is yes, you're walking with God. You're walking in integrity with the cosmos. You're building something from purity. And how can life test that other than to put you through massive challenges? So even though in the moment it feels like we're being broken apart, but how else could life dummy test? So we need this cosmic vision. We need to zoom out, regardless of how painful the situation is, and see that from a cosmic lens, from a cosmic vision, it makes sense for what we're about to step in next. Does it make it better? Does it make it less painful? No, it doesn't. It's easy to have faith when everything's going right. It's easy to feel gratitude when everything is going right. But this is where your true character comes out. When everything is falling apart, it's easy to spiral into negativity. It's easy to feel abandoned by nature. It's easy to feel like divinity doesn't exist. It's easy to spiral into these realms of negativity. That's the easy route. That's weak. Who are you when challenges hit? Because strength is, do you still see that God is working in every cell of your being, through every cell of your being, through everyone and everything in your environment? Can you still see the face of God in you and in everything? Can you still trust and know? Do you still believe? And deeper, do you still know? How strong is your connection to nature? Can you still remain delusionally positive? If that is a word, delusionally. Can you still remain absolutely positive? Can you still find evidence for the benevolence of existence in every part of your reality? That's the stuff that matters. And who you truly are is being revealed in these moments. And an even stronger version of you is forged in these moments. And it does not make the challenges easier. Some of us going through some really, really painful things. Losing people that we love. The death of people that we love. The death of us. A version of us we've known. Uncertainty. Something that we've worked years for. Falling apart. reality's falling apart. It's painful. And this is not here to make this less painful. But it's here to remind you of something. And life wanted to introduce this parable, this idea of this dummy test into all of our realities. And I know when we're in the moment, it feels like it's going to hurt forever. And I know this message or my words are not going to make it any less painful. But hopefully it can give you a different perspective. Hopefully it allowed you to zoom out, see it from a cosmic vision, even if just for a second. Hopefully it brought back the remembrance that you're never alone, you're never abandoned, even when it feels like that. The cosmic plan is still working through you and through your reality. The blessing is right there, waiting for you to learn the lesson. I love you.